Hello and welcome to the Snyder Syndicate. So this is the first official edition of Shane's Shit Show. What is this show all about? I don't fucking know. It's a shit show. Yet again, here's one of my topics. Okay? This is the point of change. Not just for the channel, but myself. I don't know what direction the channel's going in. I'm just kind of doing stuff. Okay? And maybe you guys could help guide me. What do you want to see? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to talk about? So, change. Okay? This is like topic number 1, I guess. So, what I want to do with Shane's Shit Show is kind of have me ramble about a couple topics, and we just kind of see where it goes. I rant, I get upset, we have a good time. Really. For the first time in a fucking decade, or whatever, I need to make some changes to myself. I've always used comedy as an outlet. I feel like my sense of humor has kind of been me being a piece of shit sometimes. Just a little bit. You know? I like to talk shit. I like to just be fun. I like to be outgoing. You know, that can't carry over into every other aspect of my life. It's not working. Changes to myself, which could take me 10 hours talking about. We're not going to do that. I need to make changes. I'm going to make fucking changes. And, you know, as this channel continues on and we go down the road of longevity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, as we go down the road of this YouTube channel continuing, it will evolve, it will change, it will morph, as you could say, like a Power Ranger. Yeah, so with change, let's talk about topic number 1, okay? Let's talk about cursing. The F word. I love the F word because it's so versatile. You can use it anywhere. Like, you can use the F word to emphasize the same sentence multiple ways. And I realize that I say it way too often. Okay? It's my favorite word. Because you could do anything with it. You could put it anywhere. How do I say this without being hateful? Can I do something without it being hateful? Let's try that. Like if you say the word, I love you, right? Hey, I love you. But if you say, hey, I fucking love you, that adds like, it's almost like, oh shit, you feel it a little harder, you know? You feel it like, it's not just like, I love you. It's like, I fucking love you. You know, you're punching him right in the heart. You're punching him right in the heart, and hopefully not with your dick. Your dick is not love. That's another topic. Lust. Okay? We're going to get to that, but shut the fuck up. There's the F word again. If I just said, shut up, it doesn't have the same effect. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Totally different. The F word changes everything. And I love the F word. I can't let that go. I'm trying. But it's hard. It's a good word. You can use it to do so many things. Anyway, I do want to try and stop, you know, verbally assaulting people in all of my videos. Or just not even verbally assaulting people, just, you know. I want to have a good time. I want to make people laugh, and I know that sometimes the way I come off is, you know, people look at it and they go, damn, shit, this guy's an asshole. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm having a good time. This is my sense of humor. It's a coping mechanism as well. I have always used humor and laughter as a way to cope with anything. Kind of like Logan Paul with the dead body that he filmed. You know, he saw the dead body and he's like, oh my God. And he made some jokes and he said it was his coping mechanism. I can kind of understand that. Because I might do the same thing. Where you look at something, you're like, that is so fucked up, I have to make fun of it, or else I'm going to break down, you know? And that's kind of how I deal with things. Some people cry, some people unalive themselves. I don't know. And, yeah, mine's laughter. Mine's comedy. Maybe I've taken it to a point to where I take life less serious than I should. With laughter, you kind of have to make fun of things, make light of them, and make them not so serious. But you can make it serious and twist it with humor. Whatever. I don't know. Anyways, point being, I know I say curse words very often. I'll try to minimize it. But I love the word fuck. Anyway, that's topic number 1. We love the F word around here. We'll try to minimize it, but don't get your hopes up, okay? This is all part of me trying to be a better human being. Because I do want to, I don't want this channel to be like, oh man, this guy's just shitting on everybody. And it's like, yeah, I kind of shit on people, but I also want to make you laugh, And if you kind of feel the same way I do when I'm watching these things and whatever, yeah, it'll probably make you laugh. You'll be like, oh, I share the same opinion as this man. I share the same feeling. I share the same reaction. I share the same thought. Anyway, moving on. Topic, I think that's it, right? The F word. I mean, what else can I say about that? Love it. Hate it. Love it. Okay? All right, topic number 2. We got lust. Let's talk about lust. All right, we got 3 topics here. We got the F word, lust, and faith. Okay, so lust. Yes, I'm taking notes. Shut the fuck up. I'll try to minimize it. I'm so full of shit. I think for a lot of people, especially in society today, we're seeing love be confused with lust. And I know that has been my problem for over probably a decade now. It's definitely an intimate and passionate act. But then again, it is used for pleasure, and it can be confused for love. For some people, it may be like their way of showing love, and maybe it is sometimes. But there's also this pleasure seeking in it, and you're just trying to get a nut. Whenever you have that post-nut clarity, it kind of hits you. You're like, damn, shit. Life kind of makes a little more sense after you nut. And I'm tired of nutting. I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of chasing sexual interactions. I feel like it's destroyed a lot for me. It's destroyed a lot of relationships. It's destroyed a lot of friendships. I'm not going around just fucking all my friends, okay? But what I'm saying is you lose that emotional connection with people because you're replacing it with a thing that is, you're seeking pleasure. That kind of overrides an emotional connection at times. Because I can emotionally wall myself off, but then I'm fucking, and it's like, okay, but if I'm not sitting here in the moment and feeling, then it's like, what is the meaning behind the sex act or the sexual act or interaction? And nothing. There ain't jack shit behind it, right? Because you're just kind of like, and then that's it. You kind of go back to just like, and I'm tired of being, so I'm done fucking. Look at me. I don't want your dick. I don't want your puss. I don't want none of it. Keep it away from me. My legion of fans. Stop throwing puss at me. It's not gonna happen. Alright? Letting you know now. My fucking 2 fans that comment on my videos are men. Anyway. Point is, I know that there's a lot of people that struggle with sex and an addiction to it, which is almost just like you're chasing, you become porn addicts. And when you're a porn addict, there is a time, like, you do it so often, you may hit a point where you're like, it's not even satisfying anymore. It's just kind of a routine or a habit or just something to make you feel good for like a minute, That's how long I last, by the way. Just kidding. Doesn't matter. I'm not fucking. Porn is destructive. I mean, when you look at, like, let's use for example Adam, 22, and his wife, Lena. I'll probably have to react to their little TV show they're doing, but the TV show that they're practically doing, his wife already got railed by that big black man, And now they're creating an entire show around finding the next man that she's gonna fuck. I don't know. When you're just kind of slapping it all around, what does it mean? You know? It's not healthy, honestly. And I don't know how either of them cope with it, or how they're okay with it, or how they deal with it. But you know, a long-term thing like that, like, I can't imagine it causing anything but problems. It's a lustful thing. It's like, it's this desire that's pleasure. I think there's a lot more to life, a lot more meaning to be had. And as I have had soulful connections in my life, I've also completely destroyed those with lust. Because you lose sight of what really matters. This is a rough topic because it kind of, you know, you see it in everything. Like, these days, people are just literally like, you know, you're showing your asshole on OnlyFans and you're just fucking whoever's next to you. And it doesn't, like, what does that mean? You know, do you really want to be 40 years old and you've spent your whole life just slapping your dick in things and it leads to nothing? And then you're going to die alone and you won't have children and everything. And no one knows this on this channel, but I do have a child and I love her to death. I take care of her. I'm a great father. Kids give you an entire new meaning to life if you love them and if you have a heart and if you care. If you don't give a fuck and you abandon your child, then you're just, you know, you're just going to keep being the same piece of shit. Yeah, the meaning behind sex is procreation and creating life. That's meaning. And that meaning gives you purpose, it gives you responsibility, and it gives you, it's just it's the best feeling in the entire world. Like, there's really nothing better than it, you know? Everyone has different childhoods, everyone grows up different, everyone experiences different things. You may experience absolutely no problems. You may experience every problem that this earth has to throw at you. You could have the worst life and the best life. No one has control over that as a child. And you're seeing that with these kids being transitioned, like, where that is a problem. Here's the ranting. Okay, the ranting's coming. Where that is a problem. No one as a child has control over what's going on. So when you're taking kids and you transition them at 4 years old and they grow up to be 18 and they start to experience the world and all these different points of view and different lifestyles and all of this, you're going to be like, what the fuck did my parents do to me? You know? You may think that about, you know, your parents hitting you or your parents yelling at you when you were a kid. But transitioning a child and mutilating them, which is what you're doing when you're cutting up their dicks, all that's going to do is fuck you up. You know? Just like when a parent is abusive to a child and they're beating them and whatever. It's like, you can't control or choose what happens to you at a young age. Because the parental figure's in control. And you can completely fuck a child up, or you can make one of the most beautiful human beings to walk this earth. And they can go out and spread that to the rest of the world. Or you can make the most angry, hateful, evil piece of shit human being ever, and then they can go out and spread that in the world. And that's where you're seeing all these horrible human beings running the world. They're pieces of shit. Their ideas are fucked up. Their priorities are fucked up. And having kids will give you a whole new meaning. You know, having kids doesn't make you want to stop fucking. Fucking's still a problem. But this is also the thing, too, where there's, you know, the abortion issue, okay? You know what you're doing when you're fucking. So when you fuck, and there's a baby, and then you're like, oh, get rid of that baby. It's like, well, what did the baby do? You know what you were doing. You put your dick in there. You squirted, she squirted, baby. And for the solution to be, kill it, murder that thing. I don't know. It's kind of like you can't handle the consequences of your actions. Because a lot of, things like that too. You get people pregnant that you don't even like. You don't even want to build a life with. You don't want a future with. And you were raw dogging. Maybe the condom broke. That's fucked up. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what you're doing. You know what happens after that act is finished. And for your solution to then be like, let's go rip this thing out of your uterus, that's not sustainable. It's selfish. It's whatever. How the fuck did we get here? This is Shane Shit Show, all right? Because there's so many beautiful people in the world, men, women. I'm not gay. Go fuck yourself. But there's many beautiful people, and with heartbreak and with pain and everything, you meet new people. And you feel this feeling when you meet new people, especially if there's a connection and you like each other. Especially after a heartbreak and when you're feeling pain. Because then you chase after this lustness even more. You try to replace the bad feeling with a better feeling. And that's completely understandable. That's human nature. Like, who the fuck wants to feel bad? So when someone loves you, someone shows you love, someone gives you dick, you're like, man, this is great. And maybe you're not fully working through stuff. How did I get here? Where was I going? I don't know. Shane Shit Show. I'm going to get some fucking t-shirts made for it. And we're going to start making merch, by the way. So keep an eye out for that, because I have some great ideas. And, I don't know. What else can I say about lust? Stop fucking everybody. And, find meaning. I want to make some fucking changes. Anyways, Jesus, I could go on forever talking about this shit, but this is why this is Shane Shit Show. Is it going to be a podcast length episode? I don't know. Let's just move on, because this is already long enough. Topic 3, faith. With anything in life, there's faith. You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith in yourself. You gotta have faith in your relationship. You gotta have faith in your kids. You gotta have faith in everything. God. And I have been raised Christian. And I've kind of always said that, like, oh, I'm a Christian. And it's like, oh, are you though? Because you don't fucking act like it. And you can see that on my channel. Is any of that Christian attitude? No, it's not. I don't know. I'm still finding my way towards a spiritual awakening and relationship and whatever you want to call it. I do believe there's a God. I'm not the most well-versed or knowledged in it, but, when you look at the universe and the way all of this shit works, I mean, we're on a giant rock in the middle of nothing, space. There's many other rocks with no life on it, and we're just kind of floating around. And we're down here blowing each other up, and, yet again, the 7 deadly sins, like lust being one of them. If you can look at that and say, okay, if that is a sin to be lustful, and as I have explained the negative effects of lust, and you kind of just follow this guideline, like don't commit adultery. That's a big one. Everybody's fucking everybody, everybody's cheating, everybody's doing all that. If you can get yourself away from that and follow that, like do not commit adultery, one of the 10 commandments. Stop fucking everybody is pretty much what he's saying. Stop. Put your dick away. That's what God said. He said, Moses, you tell them they need to put their penis back in their pants. And so he wrote it down. He put it on one of the 10 commandments. And here we are. Everybody's completely fucking now. Like there's no boundaries. And this has nothing to do with faith. Oh. As you can see, maybe my hat has been in every video. Bread of life. Okay? Dope designs. What does this one say? I don't even remember. But I do want to start living by some of these words a little more, because honestly, it will lead you to a better life, especially if you struggle with yourself. If you have problems, if you have addictions, if you have things you're trying to overcome, faith can get you through a lot. Yet again, the Bible having like guidelines of like, hey, if you want to live a better fucking life, live like this a little bit. Live the way God's telling you to live. That's a little more holy and a little more meaningful, you can say. Because everyone's always searching for the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? I don't know. But when you have a kid, it's almost like if you have a heart, you get a rush of meaning and purpose and love. I don't know, I've gone through periods in my life where I get a little more spiritual, and then I kind of like, oh, I'm going to be a piece of shit still. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to be... And I'm kind of at the point where like it's hard because I'm sitting here making these videos. This is my thing. I like I like to make people laugh. I like to be funny. I like to be a little outrageous. So to fully commit to a faith and be like, I want to surrender myself to the Lord and God, and I want to do better. It's hard when this is like, when I'm kind of an asshole in the way that I have fun. I don't know. Anyway, faith. It's a hard thing for me because I think it's a hard thing for a lot of people. That's why a lot of people are not religious. They don't believe in a God, which I don't know how you couldn't, honestly. Like when you look at the universe and just the way everything works, and there's science, and it's like, okay, but where did the science come from? Just because there's science doesn't mean that like this all just came out of nowhere. Like, how is that science so complicated? Because everything's very complicated. I mean, you think of the development of people. You're in the womb and you're forming. Everything that is you is being formed in a woman's vagina for 9 months. Then it takes you many, 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 many years to actually form enough to where you can formulate your own opinions and choose your own actions and all that shit. Life is just very complicated. It's very complex, and I want to push myself closer to a faith. As after COVID, I think a lot of the evils of the world have really like kind of been exposed, and they're not even like hiding it anymore. It's all out in the open, and you're seeing how many world leaders we're being dictated by that are just pure fucking evil. They have no care for humanity. They have no care for each other. They have no care for anything. And it's just pure evil. There's no meaning behind it. There's no love. There's no purpose. There's nothing. I don't know. As I grow older and as I realize issues I have in my life, and many people have, I want to do better. I want to be loving. I want to be caring. And I do have that heart. And I act on it quite a bit. But there's just some roadblocks you hit. And you're like, damn, I can't believe I was that much of a dick. And it's like, how can I stop being a dick? Be conscious of it every day. Be like, you know what? Wake up, and instead of your thoughts being negative, let them be positive. How can I do better today? What can I change? What can I do? What can I say? And go from there. I don't know. I'm no motivational speaker. And I'm also no guideline to life. I'm just sitting here ranting and thinking. This is Shane Shit Show. Welcome to Shane Shit Show. In order for anything to work, you need to have faith. If you're in a relationship, you must be faithful, or else you're going to hurt the person. They're going to be like, you are a piece of shit. I think I had meaning. I think I had purpose. I think I had love. I had every good thing right in front of me. And this is the final time that I'm going to let my actions fuck that up. Maybe you guys are watching this video and you're like, man, fuck this guy. Maybe you're watching this video and you're like, I'm struggling too. I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with this. I want to be a better person too. So let's fucking be better together. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to place your faith in God or Jesus or whatever, or Buddha. Whatever it is. If you want to be a better human, you can do that. Religion is like a guideline that kind of would help you get there. I mean, let's see. Can we end this with like a Bible verse? Yet again, I'm no scholar. All right, this is Romans 14:1. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? That's pretty fucking, you can read that and it means nothing to you, but if you read that and you think of the deeper meaning behind that, right? Because Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to God, the Father, but by him. And that's accepting Jesus and that he died for our sins. And that right there is like, let's read that one. Let me see that one more time. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. So just because you die, if you believe in the Lord, you believe in God, and you really try and live that better life, the life that God says, like, this is the purity or what you should be. This is what I created you to be, a loving human being. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. If you live your life believing in God, believing in the Word, believing in these teachings, believing in this guideline to this thing we call life, you will never die. I think the concept of heaven and hell is very impossible for us to grasp, considering, like, you look at a corpse when someone's dead and you're like, all right, well, they're gone. But this vessel, this thing that had a soul in it, what makes a person a person? What happens to that? These emotions, where do they come from? What do they mean? But even if you don't live in heaven, you go to hell, and then you're just suffering for eternity. And eternity sounds insane. I don't think we can even wrap our mind around eternity. Eternal happiness, eternal suffering. Those two are concepts of which our minds can't even comprehend. Because you can have happiness one minute and then the next you're suffering. Your life's kicking your ass. And when life's kicking your ass, you got to turn to something that's a little bit higher than you. Something that's a little more meaningful. Faith, as defined in the book of Hebrews in the Bible, is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And what do you hope for? You hope for happiness. You hope for a good life. You hope for a lot of positive things, right? You don't ever hope for horrible things. The assurance of things hoped for, which is the faith of God, whatever. The conviction of things not seen. So yet again, like magic, right? I had a joke when I was kind of writing stand-up bits about Jesus being like the Chris Angel of those times. Because it's like, this guy walks on water and it's like, it is crazy to think about. But that's what faith is, believing in things, whether you see them or not, right? Like, I have faith that this is the way. I have faith that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. I have faith. Faith. Damn it. Faith. Fuck. What am I talking about? Faith. And things not seen. There's a lot of things you can't see. You know? You can't see the wind, but we all believe that it's there. There's so many things you can't see. When you think of magic, you know, and then they chop the body in half or they do whatever, magic trick, whatever. You don't see what they're doing. You're like, oh shit, how'd they do that? You didn't see it. But you have faith in it. I don't know. You know, hey, let me tell you, we got a lot accomplished today. I don't know. What else can I say about it? I'm trying to live life a little more fruitfully and find some purpose and meaning and love. You know? I'm done slapping my dick around. I'm done chasing nothing. And I want to live a more meaningful life. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better person. Now, does that mean that this channel is completely changing and I will no longer make fun of people? Not at all. I'm still going to fuck with people. This is my sense of humor, and I'm figuring life out just as we all are. And you're not alone. I'm not alone. Nobody's alone. We all have things to figure out and find and search for and accomplish. So here at the Snyder Syndicate, I hope I can make you laugh. I hope on bad days I can give you a good chuckle. Okay? If you're going through something, let me suck the soul out of you. And let me give you a little bit of peace. I don't know. I'm going to be a little more dedicated to this channel. It's my coping mechanism, and I'm coping like a motherfucker right now. So, thank you for watching. This was Shane's Shit Show, and boy, was it a shit show. Did we accomplish anything? Did we find meaning? Did we find the path that we're going to go down? Probably fucking not. But every day, we're going to try and find that way. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what's going through your head. And subscribe. Share the video to a friend that needs to hear some words of confusion and purpose and something. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck you. Fuck me. Thanks for watching.